Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Travel Mole broadcast. And I'm delighted to have the Chief Executive Officer of one of my favourite Caribbean islands, St Kitts, on the other end of this line, although he happens to be in the green, grassy suburbs of Dorking at the moment. So good afternoon, Tommy.
Hey, good afternoon. Good to see you again. Nice to be here.
How are you doing? All good?
All good, all good. It's going really well, thank you.
Good. So, Tommy, tell me a little bit about how St Kitts has been recovering post-COVID. I know that the Caribbean reportedly has done extremely well post-COVID. As a region as a whole, but perhaps we'll focus on St Kitts a little bit more, obviously. So, how are you doing?
Yeah, we're actually doing much better. One of the wonderful things that's happened is that in August, when the new minister came into office and the new government came into the office, they actually removed all the entry protocols. So there's no need for testing to get into St. Kitts, no need for any quarantine when you get to here. So that has made our life so much easier as tourism executives. What happened initially was that the cruise lines were the first to come into St. Kitts. So the economy was really dependent on the cruise lines, but now we're moving forward greatly with that. But also now we're able to get more of the stopover visitors onto St. Kitts.
Very good. Now, obviously one of the things that, as we know, because we've spoken in the past about it, in the Caribbean has always been airlift. What is the airlift situation, both from the UK and Europe, but also from North America? Is that picked up and got back to pre-COVID levels yet?
It's not at pre-COVID levels, but it's moving in the right direction. We're very pleased that we've got British Airways twice weekly from London Gatwick into St. Kitts on Wednesday and Saturday. There is a stop in Antigua, but that's about an hour, and then it's 20 minutes from Antigua into St. Kitts. In terms of the US, we've already started the service with American from New York, which is about 4.5 hours away, and also Air Canada Rouge has begun service as well from Toronto. We've got the daily service from Miami with American Airlines, and very shortly, Delta and United will be starting flights. Delta would be from Atlanta, and United, it's going to be next week. It's both Delta and United. I just can't believe it's December already, but yeah, December happens, and we will have United from Newark and Delta from Atlanta. And very shortly after that, we'll have American from Charlotte as well. So we're getting back to where we need to be, but not quite there yet.
Good. Now, one of the things when I've visited St Kitts in the past has always been the extreme wide range of accommodation that you have offered. You've got some of the bigger hotel groups, you've got smaller boutique hotels, you have bed and breakfasts, and in more recent years they've developed some more luxury like Condition Hill, and with sort of apartment type rooms where you have your own facilities. Lots of development went on maybe 6 to 7 years ago. I wondered how Bedstock was doing, and are you now at a premium, so to speak? Because obviously, what you don't want the island to suffer from is over tourism.
Yeah, that's very important. We're about 1,700 rooms in St. Kitts. We do need some additional inventory. But right now, I think we've got a good range in terms of the moderate properties, right up to the luxury. For example, we've got the Park Hyatt at Christoph Harbor. So I think we do have a wide range that can accommodate whatever you're looking for. So not only do we have the regular hotels, but there's also many villas that are available as well. So for those who are coming with a family, the villa might be a lot more cost effective and more space for them. So, all that is definitely available.
Good. And from a marketing perspective, it's difficult to distinguish one Caribbean from another, because people put up nice pictures of blue sea and the sun and palm trees and so on. St Kitts to me has always had almost like an upmarket, chilled out, laid back vibe, but pretty much has everything, with some of the best food I've ever had in the Caribbean. I'll be honest with you. I know it's easy for me to say on the end of this, but it really is.
I
How do you
agree to
pick out any?
100%.
But how do you pick out those items to make St. Kitts a unique proposition for the visitor?
Well, we've just developed a new brand campaign. It's the first one in 5 years, and it's called Venture Deeper. So what we've done is we've gotten inspiration from the beautiful sunsets of St. Kitts, the lush rainforest, the beautiful beaches, and we've come up with a campaign that actually highlights all of the activities and all of the nature that St. Kitts has to offer. So with the Venture Deeper campaign, it allows the customer to get an actual feel of what the destination has to offer. But we've complemented that with content pieces where we've got Kittitians actually telling their story. So we've launched a new romance content piece, a new culinary, and in the pipeline is a new historical one. And we see that these content pieces with the Kittitians telling their story that really resonates not only with the consumer, but with the travel trade and also with the media. And we've been getting excellent reviews from us distinguishing the destination from other Caribbean destinations by our local Kittitians telling their story. And I think it's been very, very effective for us.
Talking of that, you have a wide variety. Obviously, you have a fairly large cruise port in the capital, some big ships coming in. That obviously went during COVID. How important is that cruise market to you? Because it seems to be a sort of a double-edged sword for a lot of Caribbean people. In that, yes, we want cruise people to come in, we want them to use our taxis, but what we want them to do is perhaps spend a bit more money while they're on island, and not destroy our infrastructure when they're on the island. How have you handled that? And are you trying to encourage more to cruise or less cruise, or just control it differently?
Well, I think we have a great formula for working with the cruise lines. And today we're actually having an inaugural welcoming the Wonder of the Seas, the RCL, the largest cruise line in the world, into St. Kitts. So the port of Port Zante, we're able to accommodate 3 Oasis class vessels at one time. And the great thing about St. Kitts is you have a lot of the activities that are outside of the main Bastia area. So Bastia is the main town, it's the capital. So the tours and the activities are actually on this peninsula or to the north of the island. So there's not that real congestion of persons in any one place. So you do not feel that you are in a tourist trap. So it's one of the great things about it too is that the cruise lines were initially one of the first who came into St. Kitts after the pandemic or when the restrictions started to be lifted. So it really was an economic shot in the arm for the local entrepreneurs, the local taxi drivers. So we definitely enjoy having the cruise visitors come because that puts the money into the hands of the local population, the local entrepreneurs. So definitely they're very welcome. And one of the other things that we look at is how we convert those cruise passengers into stopover passengers as well. If they come and have a great time in St. Kitts, they have the potential to recommend St. Kitts to family and friends, and also look at it as a future stayover destination for a holiday.
Okay, cool. Now, one of the things that COVID did is draw attention with a lot of tourism authorities and people all around the world outside of tourism, governments and everybody, is sustainability about the climate, but also cultural sustainability. And I wondered if in this new world of Thompson era Kittitian tourism, how high up the agenda is sustainability with yourselves, but also the local residents, hoteliers, restaurateurs, etc.
It's extremely important. And in fact, we've had Plastic Free July, which was to educate the local population on how best to dispose of plastic, how not to use as much plastic. So that's just one example of the direction that we're going in. But we're also looking at how we have more sustainability in terms of economic stability, also cultural sustainability, so that we are incorporating as best as we possibly can the local communities into tourism. So we're trying to move the activities not only in the main town area, but also moving that into community tourism initiatives. One of the wonderful things about St. Kitts is we've got one of the only rainforests in the world that's actually growing instead of being chopped down. So because the industry before tourism was agriculture, a lot of the cane fields are now being taken over by the rainforest. So within the rainforest, there are eco activities that are available where we implement sustainable practices to make sure that we're taking great care of the community and the rainforest. But we're also introducing it into the schools where we're getting the kids in tune with the environment and sustainability. And you know, once you've got your children involved and zealots on the sustainability aspect of it, they go home and they are on their parents like nothing. Like, you know, don't do this, don't do that. This is how it's supposed to be done. So I think it's a journey that we have started and one that we are going to continue, where we are going to make sure that St. Kitts becomes one of the most sustainable islands and destinations within the Caribbean. And I think it's the only way that the destination is going to thrive and flourish, is that we have to make sure that there's sustainability in that. The island is one of the smallest independent countries in this part of the world. So we've got to make sure that we're doing the right things to ensure its survival and sustainability.
Good. I hope that doesn't mean that the rainforest has grown over the sugar train, has it?
No, the sugar train still in operation. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because on the sugar train, it's an absolutely fantastic half-day tour where you can actually take half of the tour by the train. The other half you can do by catamaran or by coach that takes you around the island. So you get a great introduction to St. Kitts. But the sugar train, when I went on it, it was really a great experience. As you pass the homes of persons, everybody's waving at you on the train. But when
Yeah.
you get to the stops, they all step back about 5-10 meters, because in the old days with the sugar train, the sugar cane used to come off the carts and sometimes damage persons' windshields. So they still stay back a couple of meters just in case.
I hope you didn't have too many banana daiquiris while you were on there, did you?
Shh. My
Final
boss.
question. Final question, Tommy. You have a sister island across just a short boat trip away, Nevis. I've been there on several occasions as well. It is a different product and a different vibe from St. Kitts. I presume that they will maintain sort of tourism independence, or will you be bringing them into the fold?
We are actually cooperating at this very moment on the UK road shows that we're on now. So it's a St. Kitts and Nevis road show. We were in Hertfordshire on Tuesday. Last night we were in Kent, and tonight we're in Surrey. So we're definitely cooperating on that. And then there's also a number of other initiatives that we've cooperated on. We brought down a farm trip after CHA Marketplace in Puerto Rico. So that was both St. Kitts and Nevis initiative. And then also we cooperate very closely when there are travel journalists coming to the destination, and we share them between St. Kitts and Nevis. So there's a lot of love between us.
Good, good. It's good to hear. Well, Tommy, I wish you the very best of luck in Dorking this afternoon, and I wish you the best of luck in the future of St. Kitts. Speak to you soon.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you giving us this opportunity.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.